one people, one planet, one love, one family, one people, one planet, one love. Good morning and welcome to SoulCall Sunday. My name is Lisa Ferrero. I'm the founder and spiritual director of SoulCall Ministries, and welcome to this late October Sunday. The October skies here in Central Ohio have been pretty fantastic, along with the trees. It seems like the colors are lingering, like beautiful souls linger in our hearts and in the cells of us as we move into the last week of October and round the bend into next Sunday, which is All Souls Day, the Dia de los Muertos, which we're going to celebrate also. But this week we're looking at taking a soul step, taking one soul step. And practicing the presence is a good way to think of taking a soul step. And we'll dive more into what that could mean for you and give you some opportunity to think about, contemplate what the soul is, how it manifests, what we look like, the different ways we take shape and form, guided by spirit, but we are each the spark of that spirit, individualized spirit. That soul energy that moves, lives, moves, and has its being as us, through us. And one of the most, important ways to remember taking a soul step is to keeping ourselves in divine alignment. So those of you who have been watching us for a while, remember that we have incorporated some Qigong practices to help us pull the energy of the universe into our being. It's already in there, but the more Qi we can pull in, the higher the vibration of the body. Keeps us healthy, keeps us calm, sometimes, some of us. And we invite now, and welcome to the program, Sifu Helen Yi, who's going to give us a few Qigong tips for the week. So I invite you to stand up and practice these.
Let's go ahead and start with rubbing our fingernails vigorously on both sides. Keep it going, alternating. Okay. Now, stimulating the meridian channels, pathways onto the body. Bring it down onto the legs and instep areas. Back into the Mingmen. Bring your hands up into the face, stimulating the points on the byway and the skull, down into the base of the neck. And coming back. Take a deep breath, filling the lungs with air and oxygen, allowing your eyes to pull in Qi from the universal cosmos, bringing it into the macro cosmic of your physical apparatus. Lifting your hands up to shoulder height, opening the Lao Gongs, drawing the Qi in as we breathe in, extending and exhaling. Draw it in again, feeling it fill the body, extending, using your mind's intention, which is very powerful. Draw it in and extend, connecting with that cosmic energy, relaxing the wrists, bring it out parallel to the body. Again, opening the Lao Gongs, drawing it in, feeling that good energy of Qi, expanding out. Feel it in your mind and in your body and in your spirit. Drawing it close, circulating it through, gathering all of the Qi, all of the energy, and extending the hands again. Relaxing the wrist, bringing them down. 20-degree angle. Lifting up on the heel, the balls of the feet, and bringing out the hands. Drawing the chi up. Start to feel that chi coming in. Bringing it into the byway, the crown chakra, through the central meridian channel. And now guiding it in. Feel it circulating, filling your cells, all the trillions of cells, coming into the different organs and systems of the body, nourishing and strengthening the vitality, your immune system, circulatory system, endocrine systems, all the different systems. Drawing the chi in. Feel that chi moving. Now from here, gathering the chi. Feel all the particles of the chi that you just collected. And start to concentrate it into a smaller ball, more powerful. Feeling it intensify and condense into a more powerful chi. Slowly guide it into the lower dantian, pushing it in, guiding it, storing it. Feeling all that wonderful energy. Bring your hands out to the side and down.
Love seeing, thank you, Helen. I love seeing Blue in there. Blue Zen, photobombed by the sweet dog. It's hysterical. But keeping in the beauty of the chi that we could feel pulsating in our cells now. Just taking that in, opening up our hearts, allowing for the presence of the infinite source of all that is, to think through our thoughts, to be present with the beating of our hearts, following the breath. We're going to go into a meditation for just a few moments with the music of Erika Luckett.
If thoughts are prayers and prayers are things, each moment a note in the life I sing. I welcome each thought like a prayer with the wings, knowing my thoughts create my world. If thoughts are prayers and prayers are things, each moment a note in the life I sing. I welcome each thought like a prayer with wings, knowing my thoughts create my world. As I think I am, as I love I live, who I am is love, and love is all there is. Thoughts are prayers, and prayers are things, each moment a note in the life I sing. I welcome each thought like a prayer with wings, knowing my thoughts create my world. I think I am, as I love, I live. Who I am is love, and love is all there is. Thoughts are prayers, prayers are things. 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 Thoughts are prayers.
Remembering that thoughts are prayers, when we energize our thoughts by tuning our will with the infinite will of the Creator, that which is the absolute well of bliss that is inherent in every soul of every human being, every animate, inanimate object, beats in time with the sacred divine. Knowing our thoughts create our world, we take this next soul step to evolve our consciousness into the bliss and bringing that forward. May we take each step and welcome each thought like a prayer with wings, knowing our thoughts create our world. As I think I am, as I live, may I love. Who I am is love, and love is all there is. Truer words have never been sung or spoken. May we remember that and always practice the presence of the infinite source. Just bringing our awareness back to the room we are in this time-space continuum. Yesterday marked the 2-year anniversary of Erika Luckett's transition, and those of us who had the great honor and privilege of knowing her, it's such a perfect segue into today's talk, which is taking a soul step. She was a perfect example of someone who does everything with that great presence. Like Mother Teresa said, it's not the things we do, it's not the big things we do, it's the small things we do with great love, with great presence. I'm teaching a class called Healers on Healing with Reverend David Leonard. And I love when he reminds us of what the old Zen proverb is. It's like, you don't study with a master teacher so that they can teach you the theory. You study with them. You want to be with them because you want to watch how they pour their tea, how they walk, how they cook their food. What we want from that is to see what this theory does when we put it into practice. Practicing the presence. We watch the way they do these things so that we can get some idea of how it could look and feel when we practice the presence and take a soul step. Taking a soul step, bringing forth great love in all little things we do. You know, this week, the Soul Squad for the newsletter decided to make it about, trick or treating, just treating people with kindness throughout this pandemic as we continue to persevere through it with great courage. It's one of the soul qualities is courage, and practicing the presence with courage, with heart, knowing that we're all in this thing together, and what we can be for each other is kind, starting with ourselves. Being kind to ourselves and kind to others is practicing the presence and taking a soul step. I'm teaching a class. We're into our second week of the class, The Vortex. and practicing the work of the Hickses. Abraham Hicks was talking about, remember I was saying it was like the AAA. Alignment would be the first one. Allowing is the second one. And then appreciation for what we have open and allowed for. So this first step of taking a soul step is alignment, getting ourselves in alignment with source, using our thoughts, using our mind is what I always say is the best use of the mind is to get out of the mind, out of our little mind, and tune back into the eternal wave of spirit, eternal bliss, eternal consciousness, the divine intelligence beyond creation. There's this still point. Next year, I'm going to be teaching a class on this and how to get out, as Rumi was saying, beyond these ideas to that still point, which is the absolute motionless state of spirit. It's the divine cause. It's the absolute, it takes up residency in everything we can see, but it also exists beyond what we can see. It's because we can see things with our physical eyes that resonate and vibrate with a certain frequency. It's the reason we can see them. It's the reason we can hear sound between certain registers. And the speed of sound, as we know, varies depending on what the sound is coming through. Like through water, it's slower. Through the air, is what most people think of. It's faster. But faster than sound, faster than light, faster than sight is this presence. When we can connect and take a soul step with presence, we can step into a room and without having to make eye contact or saying hello to everyone individually, we maintain this connection at the place that we're all connected. And when we take that step, it's like this simultaneous vibrational reality of something just shifted and pitched me a little higher than I was when I was just standing here. We have the ability to do this for ourselves and for each other, to raise our vibration. It's one of the reasons I love bringing Qigong into it, because it makes us think about it. It brings it into our consciousness, this thing that we could do to help ourselves all the time. So let's get a definition for soul as it pertains to our existence. And I always turn to Paramahansa Yogananda for things like this, because a lot of the other things have been derived from ancient faith traditions from long ago, and we bring them into, the last couple decades or even 100 years or so. It's nice, but there's more depth to it when we get it from the source. So I'm going to go there for this. So souls are the radiating rays of spirit, individualized as formless, vibrationless atoms and tissues of spirit. And so the spirit is ever existing, ever conscious, ever new, omnipresent joy. And the soul is the individualized reflection of ever existing, ever conscious, ever new joy, confined within the body of each and every being. So I'm going to grab that again. So the soul, when we say taking a soul step, the definition I love for the soul is the individualized reflection of ever existing, ever conscious, ever new joy, confined within the body of each and every being. Now, when I use the word confined, I don't mean limited to. I just mean it's very apparent. If you've ever had the humbling honor, actually, of being with someone when they transition, when their soul leaves the body, it's really clear that that soul was confined to the body because that's what animated it. The prana, the life force, leaves the body when we transition. This weekend, on Saturday, on Halloween from 11 to 2, I invite you to register and sign up for this workshop with Dr. Barry Bates. It's called Science and the Afterlife. And it's the ways that science continues to prove the existence of God is basically what it is. That something does go on. Our soul continues. And there are all these little scientific tidbits that put together a different type of reality or experience that our consciousness likes. Sometimes linear definitions of things give us some footing, some mental platform with which we can rest on an idea for a moment. We can put this idea out linearly and allow our consciousness to reside with it for a minute. And we can contemplate what these things mean, not for the whole of humanity, but sometimes just for us. It could be the rung of the ladder of consciousness we need to contemplate for a minute to get into the divine spirit expanse of where all things are. So I invite you to partake of this 3-hour workshop with us on Saturday. Science and the afterlife. What happens to the soul? Does anybody really know? One of the other things in like taking a soul step is recognizing that our physical bodies can be far apart, but when you're thinking of someone with an intense, I don't know, like a magnetic wave that you send out of love, isn't it interesting how often that person might just call or text, or they're thinking of you at the same time? And this quality is interesting to me because taking a soul step doesn't necessarily mean you have to be in a body to do it. We can still communicate between layers, vibrations, and dimensions of experience. Once we leave our physical form, we have access to each other still. And that's a little bit we're going to get into as well. But how do we do that? What can we start doing now to practice the presence? I'm writing a book about the relationship that Erika and I still enjoy in this formless place where, like Rumi would say, a sweet, timeless land. Here we are in one form upon the earth and another in a sweet, timeless land. The more we can immerse ourselves and our thinking into the center of our being in meditation, turning off all the sense lamps, as Yogananda would say, all the sense lamps I did light, suited into worries. Lay them down, seated at the door of my soul, he says, light the everlasting lamp. That's that lamp of divine cosmic intelligence, the wick of which we already possess. All we need is that little spark to get that flame reignited. And all that takes is just the willingness to be present with it for a little bit, maybe a few minutes a day even, which is what Abraham Hicks would say, align yourself. Put your thought, we have this triune nature in the body. It's thoughts, spirit, mind, body. Think about a time when you were physically present for something, but your mind was a million miles away, even 10 miles away. We're not in alignment then. So paying attention to when we're physically in a place, trying to keep our mind in the same place, keep it mind over matter, keeping your thoughts over your body and allowing your spirit to fill in that space in between, filling in that space in between. The soul is the one that remembers. The soul knows. I remember when I was small, I always say when I was small, when I was a little kid, one of the questions I did not appreciate is when somebody would say to me, what do you want to be when you grow up? Because I go, well, what am I now? Like, why do I have to wait till I grow up to be something? I think that could have been the question that started some of us on a path of thinking it's going to get better later. Later, when I'm this age, it gets better. Then when I'm 21, it gets better. Then when there's this way that we keep allowing, forces to present this idea that it gets better later. When I retire, I'll do this. What about right now? Taking that soul step is paying attention to who and what you are right now. You don't need to grow up to be what you are now. I was a singer from the time I was a little kid. I was a lover of God from the time I was a little kid. I've not changed that much. Of course, I have in many ways changed, and I had the opportunity to grow a lot. But also, I remained unchangeable. And I invite you to contemplate that, who you are now. How is it, a lot like what you knew you were, who you knew you were when you got here. And what we had to remember, sometimes the faster we go, and a lyric to a song I wrote, seems the faster we go, we need to refine. We forget when we move too fast. We need to slow down and refine these things. And in that refining is the refinement of the soul's qualities. So I'm going to offer a couple ways this week that you can practice taking a soul step. And next week, the talk is put your soul self in, kind of like the hokey pokey sort of. But practice this week, creating opportunities to be fully present when you take a step, bringing all of your consciousness, all of your awareness, getting still, align, allow for source to pour in more information than your linear thoughts. It's okay to rest on them, to contemplate. And then when you get up, move to the next thought, or invite the next thought to come right to you through the apparatus of your soul from spirit. One of the things I love is the way Yogananda talks about the soul, and then we'll get into some practices. The moon is reflected in a cup containing water, and then the cup is broken and the water runs out. Where does the reflection of the moon go? The reflection of the moon may be said to have returned to its inseparable identity in the moon itself. If another cup of water is placed under the moon, another reflection of the moon would be reincarnated. The soul is similarly reflected in the bodily cup filled with the water of the mind. Within it, we see the moon soul, circumscribed by the bodily limitations, as the reflection of the omnipresent moon of spirit. So we are a reflection of the infinite spirit. Our soul is what powers this beautiful body. And the more we can tap into the soul with the soul qualities and grow them out, listen to our soul's calling, it's when we get to experience and co-create with spirit more readily and bring things into the realm of matter that have not yet been created. Because you can get out to a place and into a place that is untouched, but it's pure potential. And that's where we co-create and bring in new things that we've never seen or heard before. Out beyond the idea, out into the astral realm of being. And I write about this in the book a little bit. I get specific about it, but meditation is the easiest way to still the mind and be able to be that calm reflection of the moon in the cup so that more can come through. Just that steady signal of spirit. Allow your soul to be receiving the steady signal of spirit. That is taking a soul step. Some ways to do that: feel deep love in your heart. Practice feeling deep love. Think of somebody who has the opportunity to affect great change, which is you. Allow yourself to feel love in your heart for all. Experience oneness with the infinite. Practice the presence of God. In other words, like everything you look at, pretend that you are the source of love. You are the source of love. And then practice relaxing all the body parts. You can make them tense and loosen them. Maybe make them tense and loosen them. But then feel the difference between when they're tense and when they're relaxed, and allow yourself to get into the relaxed zone even more. Lovingly serve others is one of my favorite ones too. Patiently and quietly wait for the infinite, but lovingly serve others. So think of where you could bring kindness this week. And I'm wondering if our StreamYard is back up. I'm going to kick it back here to Natalia. And we invite you to enjoy this song called Kindness and to practice the presence, taking a soul step, bringing your soul smile into the kindness and sharing that kindness with others.
Tell me what you're gonna do for me. I will be KILD. Tell me what you're gonna do for me. Show you kindness. Tell you what I'm gonna do for you. I will be KIND too. Tell you what I'm gonna do for you. Show you kindness. Some say that the world is divided into weak and strong. There's good and bad and right and wrong. Don't trust the ones who sit on fences. They're either with us or against us. Well, I'm a child of many worlds, and if I had to choose just one, I'd say my home is a planet circling round the sun. It's like a a ship and we're on it for a ride. At the end of the night, we're all on the same side. We may be different in the ways we think, but if we don't hang together, the ship is gonna sink. So I believe in kindness. I believe in simple things. I believe in the preciousness of all beings. I believe in tomorrow, despite the troubles we face, because I believe in the human race. Whoa, whoa, hey. Kindness. We learn to measure power by how hard we push, how hard we shove. When our greatest strength is our capacity to love. Kindness, kindness. I believe in kindness, kindness, yeah. I believe in kindness, kindness. Oh, I believe in kindness, 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 kindness. Kindness, 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 kindness. Hey, what we're gonna do? Kindness, 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 kindness. Wanna be kindness, 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 kindness. Be the kindness, 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 kindness. Can you feel the kindness, 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 all over the world. Kindness, kindness,
Kindness, kindness. Yeah, you be the one. You show up and be the kind one. Make that your job. Make that your divine birthright to show up and be kind. And there's the difference between nice and kind. Nice, that's nice. You don't have to be a doormat to be kind. Just be loving. Pull it from your soul. Align with that divine nature and be the kindness this week. Lots of people are struggling right now. And so pulling that kindness forth from yourself will help you, and it will also help others to just neutralize the zone. So show up being kind. Thank you for showing up and being here with us this week for SoulCall Sunday. I thank Natalia Zuckerman behind the scenes there and for putting the videos together for us. And this week, there's a brand new soul session on Wednesday with Gary Lynn Floyd, Karen Drucker, the Levins, Natalia and I. I'm forgetting somebody. Gary Lynn Floyd, I think I already said. It's going to be great. So tune in our YouTube channel, SoulCall, one word, SoulCall Ministries. Find us on our YouTube channel. And Tuesday evenings, we started to do this new thing called Rewind, and it's Walk the Talk Rewind. And you've got to pre-register to do it. It's 6 o'clock on Tuesdays. You've got to go to the website and sign up. And it's live in the Zoom room. If you want to just show up, we could talk about whatever you want to for about 45 minutes, but it's live in real time. So you can meet each other. If you want to just come on into the Zoom room. When I'm doing the talk, I'll be there. When Reverend Christy is, she'll be there. But we invite you to join us 6 o'clock on Tuesdays. That's going to be every Tuesday. But go to the website, soulcallministries.org, and sign up for it. And sign up for the newsletter, and you'll get all of this great information. Soulcallministries.org. We really thank you for your donations. They've been helping us to do amazing things in our community and also to fine tune some of the programming that we like to offer. Kindness for President, Christy Hardwick. I love that. I just saw that flash in. Woo-hoo. Yeah, but your donations help us keep SoulCall going. So no amount is too little or no amount is too great. We appreciate it. It's soulcallministries.org/donate. soulcallministries.org/donate. And if you're in need of prayer, we are getting a lot more prayer requests coming in, and we appreciate the opportunity to serve our community with prayer. So prayers with an S, prayers at soulcallministries.org. And we're affectionately referring to them this witchy week of Halloween as the Prayer Witch Project. So let us pray for you, and with you. We are here for you. This is a conscious global community, and virtually we could do anything. We know this. Gosh, Reverend Christy Hardwick is our Wake Up with the Consciousness Cafe on Wednesday morning with Kristen Hull. It's going to be a great conversation. Get your cup of coffee, 7 a.m. Join Reverend Christy and Kristen, and so insightful as always. And then once again, the reminder that this Saturday, from 11 to 2 Eastern, with Dr. Barry Bates, Science and the Afterlife. Please register for that. It's going to be a really insightful. It's more than what you think it's going to be. It's going to be how science is proving the existence of this soul that we are, and what they are aware of that happens scientifically. And then you can put it all together with your intuition is where you get that kind of truth, right? But it's kind of fun to see how science is catching up, like quantum physics also. It's catching up with what the soul already knows, this intuition for which we perceive everything. I invite you to share us on social media with your friends. Facebook, we are on Facebook. Sign up for our page, like us and share us and all of that good stuff. But mostly what I would love for you to know is that no matter where you are and what is happening in your life this week, we thank you for tuning in with us, and know that you are loved. Peace and blessings.